Hotel number 42 Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road. And you can also watch us live right now on YouTube at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Follow us on social media, it's very important to us. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at VOP 903 FM. We also have a website and we stream on our website at www.thevoiceofthepeople.ng. Now, welcome on board. If you're a regular, you already know how we do it. I'm going to give you the headlines from various newspapers in Nigeria, and then we'll discuss some of the hot topics in the news this morning. So this morning I have different newspapers for The Punch, The Sun, This Day, Daily Thrust, and The Vanguard. Rufai Oseni will be joining me later on the program after the headlines to analyze some of the stories in the news. And Obed Awowede won't be joining me today. He had to take care of himself. But he will be here tomorrow, hopefully God willing. Now let's start this morning. We are starting today with another newspaper, another Punch this time. We are starting with the Sun newspaper. Okay, here we have Okowa and clash over pool violence allegation. Okowa, Oshomole clash over pool violence allegation. That story is on the Vanguard newspaper. Tourists released, 23 remain Abuja Kaduna train attack victims. And flood alert, relocate to safe grounds, Lagos tells residents. Cycling is regular routine for Tinubu, says Keyamo. And now to the Sun this morning, INEC to deploy undercover security agents at polling units. It has a rider that says restates ban on use of mobile phones during voting. Says parties can substitute withdraw candidate unless by death. Court ruling October 6, 2022. That's the write-up. Now also giving you more stories from the Sun this morning. APC government NWC meeting deadlocked amidst Adamu's warning. Presidency denies a silent arrest of obedience. 2023 budget, Senate oppose a 1.7 trillion subsidy recommendation. Now to the Punch newspaper, Lagos government threatens to arrest, prosecute roadside traders. Konua rules out strike, says action overused. Consider out of court settlement. Court tells federal government and ASUU. Now to the Daily Thrust this morning. World Teachers Day, 2 years after federal government yet to implement a teachers' new salary package. Now to This Day newspaper. Oshomole, I can't speak on Tinubu's health because I'm not a nurse or a doctor. The full story is on This Day newspaper. And finally, this morning from This Day newspaper, Buhari, Nigerians owe our military debt of gratitude as remaining 23 train victims are freed. 2023 APC NWC government failed to agree on campaign commencement date. These are your headlines this morning. You can pick up a copy of the newspaper and read more headlines. I just picked a couple of these headlines here. There are a lot is happening, a lot to talk about. But right now we are going to pay some bills, and when we return, hopefully we'll have Rufai Oseni on the line to discuss with and look at some of the hot topics in the news this morning. So we'll go pay some bills, and when we return, we'll discuss. Keep it here.
If you're looking for a place to relax and find comfort, the right place to be is the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, we offer excellent services to our clients and customers. We serve high-quality wines at our restaurant and bar, while our continental dish is second to none. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, located on 42 Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road, our rooms are in conformity with international standard and best practices. We accord priority to security for all our guests. Breakfast is free.
That's how I do.
Yay! And we have standard facilities for your seminar and training. For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-7003-333.
Ice on my neck, ice on my wrist, you know. That's how I do.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream. Delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by Festa Avenue, Festa Town. 28 at Denira Ogusanya Street, Surulere. 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender Jitters, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36, Lagos International Airport Road, beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
You are listening to the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Mary Onaefe-Edebi, and this is the Front Page Review. We have Rufai Oseni on the line with us this morning. Good morning to you, Rufai.
Morning, Mary. Morning.
Okay. Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, let's begin with good news. You know, every day we come here and a lot of bad news, a lot of problems. But today we have good news. It's from This Day newspaper, although it's in all of the newspapers. But let's take the one from This Day. Buhari, Nigerians owe our military debt of gratitude as remaining 23 train victims are freed. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari said the entire nation owe the military and other sister security agencies a debt of gratitude for walking the talk as he basked in the euphoria of the safe release of the remaining 23 kidnapped Abuja Kaduna train passengers held in captivity by Boko Haram terrorists since March 28. So since March 28, we are finally getting the last batch of those people held in captivity. 23 of them were released yesterday. It's a good news, Rufai.
Yes, baby. It's a good news. Very good news. I'm very excited when the news broke around 4:50 thereabouts yesterday. Finally, this is over. We are happy. Kudos to our valiant, glorious military, our soldiers of valor. Kudos to them.
Yeah.
We thank them for their service. Like President Muhammadu Buhari said, we owe them a debt of gratitude. And we thank God, most importantly. But the question is, should we have gone through this in the first place?
I knew you were going to say something after this.
Minister Rotimi Amechi has brought the surveillance system at the AK9 train track between Kaduna and Abuja. Are we not going to have better security? if we had proper response time, are we not going to have better security? Was it needed in the first place that Nigeria went through this suffering? People were killed. You remember that doctor, and that's why I prayed a prayer yesterday on social media. I said, God, all the people that mocked the doctor that tweeted from the train while she was bleeding to death, may God help them visit their conscience. Because you remember the case of that doctor that died, and other people that were killed in that attack. You remember people that lost their lives. Remember people that had to pay hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Should we need to go through this? Kudos to the military. We are all happy this morning, but we are sad. This should never have happened in the first place. The question now is, how are we going to ensure that this never happens on our national infrastructure? As that same surveillance system that Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi was supposed to do that he didn't do, that he started passing blame to each other. Has it been done? When will it be done? How are we going to secure? And I know they need to secure the rail line, because since the last victim has been released now, the NRA now will, maybe in a couple of months, will think of reopening that train line to show strength, which is good, but they must put security in place. But even if they reopen it, if people want to go back to those trains, they must build back confidence. But kudos to our military. Although the details are sketchy, the TSS has said that this is in connection with the arrest of the negotiator, Tukumamu. The jury is out on that. Investigations are still on. Anyway, the TSS has been giving extra court Philip to put the Mr. Tukumamu in detention for more 60 days. Let's see how this investigation goes. But this should never happen in the first.
Yeah.
And it's time we must stand up to say never again. Kudos to our soldiers. God rest the soul of the dead.
Yeah. I know
they were patriots. They are heroes for Nigeria, the dead.
Yeah, I know the president is telling the military to sustain the momentum. Now, I listened, or I watched an interview where Festus Keyamo, speaking for the APC, he was asked a question. This present dispensation, this APC-led government president that we have now, can the APC presidential candidate use the report card of this administration, this Buhari administration? The question was asked, but the answer wasn't given forthright. It wasn't given. I remember another interview of Adams Oshomole. The same question was asked. I think it was by you, that this present administration, looking at the security, looking at the economy, can the APC candidate now, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, ride on the report card of this administration?
I doubt the answer to that question, no. Because the reports are not good. Let's not deceive ourselves. Mary, let's be objective. The reports are not good. Economic indices is not good. Everything is an all-time. Everything is a 20-year low in Nigeria. The last time we had economic indices of this nature was over 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. And a lot of people will say, okay, we're just coming out of the doldrums of the military then. We're trying to stabilize under a democratic nation. But after second term of Olusegun Obasanjo, things have started to look upwards. The confidence was already coming back in the economy. Okay, take for instance inflation. Inflation of 20.2%. Do you know that's, in fact, I went reading through the data yesterday. Do you know that's more than even the 20-year high? Do you know that? Because the last time we had inflation of, I think it was 18.47%. That was early 2000s. But this inflation eclipsed that time. That was 2002, 2003. This inflation number is the highest in over 20 years. So these are all-time high numbers. And when you remember the zeitgeist of the conversation back then, the early 2000s, during the time of Obasanjo, it was debt issue. Remember that was when we went to Paris Club. Yeah. The debt is killing Nigeria. The debt couldn't allow us to, before Obasanjo cleared most of those things out. The unemployment numbers have never been this bad. It's over, how many year high now? It's over 5 or 6 year high. See, unemployment number I was reading a World Bank report, anyhow report, 2010 to 2013, this morning. And I discovered that unemployment numbers were less than 10%. Were less than 10%. This is acknowledged by World Bank data, anyhow report. The fact that they go and look at it. But now, the last one was over 33%. Now they are saying it's more than 50-60% combined. Underemployment and unemployment. See, in 2015, Nigeria used to rank first 5 investment destinations in Africa. First 5. Today, you can see FDI. The numbers are low. Nobody is bringing investment here. In Nigeria, there's no bullishness or economic fecundity. Security all-time worst. In I remember vividly. See, in 2019 election, when I was interrogating guests, APC, PDP, all of them, I remember how the fight was about the out-of-school children number that was pegged at 13 million then. And then the arguments we used to have 4 years ago was that these numbers were too high. In fact, they were even trying to deny the numbers then. But as of today, those out-of-school children from 13 million has gone to 20.2 million. A city like Lagos, a urban center like Lagos, out of the 20 million, accounts for 2 million out-of-school children. You'll be shocked that there are 2 million children are out of school in Lagos. So when you look at the indices, and you see the benchmark parameter is, was your life better 4 years ago than it is better now? Look at the naira to the dollar. Do you know between 2021 and 2022, the naira to the dollar increased by over 100%. As of 2021, I still remember changing naira to dollar for 400 and something, 500. Now it's going to 800.
And then we were complaining that it was. Then
we're complaining that 400 was too much.
We never knew it was going to get to
If you remember, at some point, it was at 3 something for a while. Even after that 3 something, we're complaining was too much. I remember then, when President Buhari just came in, and the number jacked up to about 5 something. It was a big complaint that, whoa, how can dollar be 500 naira? Then the CBN pumps defended the currency to the extent that the number now came down again to about 360, 370 thereabout. 2018, 2019, that period. But all of a sudden, that same number is going to 800 now. And you can say this can be tied to economic policy.
Now,
we didn't need to have this inflation. Border closure cost. That was not a well thought out economic policy. I know the plan was support local farmers, but it was not well thought out.
Now, let's look at another story. We have 141 days to the election. And we have INEC in the news this morning from the Sun newspaper. INEC to deploy undercover security agent at polling units. The rider says restate ban on use of mobile phones during voting. Says parties can substitute withdraw candidate unless the death or court ruling. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission yesterday disclosed that it would deploy undercover security agents at polling units across the country as part of measures to curb vote buying and increase transparency in the next general election. Now, my question is INEC doing enough to make sure that it stops the money politics, vote buying, ensure that the votes we're going to have, the election we're going to have come February is going to be free and fair? Is INEC doing enough? That is my question.
Mary, INEC is doing a lot, but they're not doing enough. There's a difference between a lot, but they're not doing enough. As it is today, hope you know INEC is stretched. And they are stretched because we all know what is going on. Oversight duty of election prosecution and other things are a big matter. And they are on ground, and we can't run away from it. And if they say they are going to put in secret police officers, I mean, that's good. In fact, and that's why a lot of people keep going back to the Waste report that talked about an independent body too to check electoral offenses. But we all know that would be drudgery and another red tape and bureaucracy. But what INEC should do is to come out explicitly clear with the people, to state some of the measures they are doing. and also bolster reportage mechanism. When I was talking to the INEC officials, they say they see for what people say online. No, INEC should have a direct reporting election day portal where videos of electoral infraction can be sent to INEC, and they should have a verification system on it and act on it. Video evidence should be comprehensive. And because INEC, despite the number of ways deploying the polling unit, they can effectively police it. People, citizen participation too will matter a great deal. It's a case of eternal vigilance. So INEC needs to put its house in order. But most importantly, INEC needs to also start by being strict on the political party. Do you know that today there are some political parties that don't send their audited reports of how much they spent?
Yes.
For the last elections, there should be stiffer measures put in place that if you're a political party, you don't turn in your reports and other things necessary, then INEC should take a very strong stance against that. So they are doing a lot, but they are not doing enough. And they should keep working at it. We can truly crack this election.
We hope all this is done before the election because it's a few days away. And one thing I would like to add is when we go to vote, after voting, ensure you remain there. Make sure that the votes are counted before you leave the polling unit when you go vote that day, because having a free and fair election, I think it's a collective work for everybody. It's not just, let's not just leave it for INEC. Everybody should get involved. When you go there, you cast your vote. Make sure you do what you have to do. And then after casting your vote, you remain there. You don't leave the premises until the votes are counted, the numbers are declared before you leave. Now, another story in the news this morning, it's on this day newspaper, 2023 APC. It says here that APC NWC government fails to agree on campaign commencement date. Said it has a rider. We will determine when our campaign will start, says Adamo. Now, a meeting between the All Progressive Congress APC governors and the national leadership of the party, led by the national chairman, Senator Adamo, yesterday failed to reach a compromise on the commencement date of the 23 election campaign. So the Independent National Electoral Commission had on September 28 lifted the ban on electioneering activities. I remember Festus Keyamo saying that it's not about coming up with a campaign date or anything. It's they can come up anytime they want to come up, maybe 4 months from now, 3 months from now. But what matters is that they end well. But what do you think of this? Can you give us an understanding of what this is all about?
What is simply happening is that there's a lot of infighting in the APC. That's why they don't seem to be able to agree. You remember their PCC, Presidential Campaign Council, you see the brouhaha it's caused. Now they're saying they have to expand the list. It just shows that they're not ready, and they're settling out their infighting. So whatever Festus Keyamo says and makes the analogy that, okay, it took them months to kick off with their campaign, it's just spokespersons
talk.
APC is in disarray as we speak. So is the PDP. So are other political parties. And that's why they've not been able to organize themselves and get things going. In fact, the PDP is even better than them. Because the PDP has released its schedule for campaign. I saw its schedule for campaign yet. And now the APC is not even ready.
And we are asking for their manifestos. We want to see the manifesto. We just have 141 days. If you look at it, it's not long at all. So we need the manifesto.
I mean, that's not ready yet. It also shows how people are not ready. You know, when you talk about manifesto, is not a big deal. If you go and check the website of the Labour Party in the UK, you will see manifesto on the website. It's not something you do fanfare about. In fact, there should even be two manifestos. There should even be collective party manifesto. What does the APC as a party want to do for Nigeria? And then the presidential candidate manifesto. I think even this idea of we saying, okay, the presidential candidate will release a manifesto, I think it's a very warped and stupid idea. Because in the end, we vote for political parties. So what is the party even going to do for that? What do we even know APC for? What do we know APC for? What do we know PDP for? And this thing shouldn't be a big deal. So I don't see why they should even have their own party manifesto, what they represent, the kind of programs they want to do on their website. Because when you look at it, it's even truly parties that bring out the manifesto because the candidate brings it out. And anything the candidate brings out in the manifesto should not be far off from the ethos of the political party. So this idea of, oh, we will wait till somebody's manifesto, it's a reflection of the fact that we are not serious. Manifestos should be social thrust of a political party, and they should be updated and reviewed as I went due.
And communicated with the people. It should have been released since, so we get it. We communicate with the modify.
The problem is it just speaks volumes. It speaks volumes about who we are. And when Rufai Oseni now asks a critical question, they will say you should shut up. You should stop asking questions. I'm like, I don't. You see, I am just scared at the kind of country we built. It is mainstream journalism that makes me know how bad things are. I'm just scared at the kind of country we've built, that there's no public accountability. Intending office holders still think politics and governance is a joke. They don't have their statistics and their numbers in their hands. And when you ask it, they say you hate them. And I keep wondering when a lot of people go to abuse me on social media, what kind of hatred do I have? I just want a better Nigeria. And when I say that, they keep abusing and all of that. In an ideal sense, as a government functionary, as a party spokesperson, you should know your numbers by hand. You should know your numbers by hand by the project you do. Even as a citizen, it's not a big deal. You should know your numbers by hand, by heart. It's just that the standards are falling so low. Mary, I confess to you, the standards are abysmally low, and it is scary when you hear political surrogates speak.
It is quite obvious.
Politics should be a festival of ideas and quality, exciting, exhilarating debate.
Until we rise above the level of poverty.
Of mediocrity.
Yes, because my pocket. Until we rise above it, when it's not all about the money they're giving you, you're able to speak the truth. And anybody that will go on social media to insult someone that is telling the truth or trying to ask hard question, I think that person should be checked. Maybe the funny thing about social media is that it might be one person with 4 accounts, 5 accounts, just trying to bring the person down, the person that is asking the hard questions. We all need to be asking hard questions, serious questions, so that these politicians can do something, can talk, can tell us what they want to do.
And that's what VOP will charge these political citizens. We will ask the tough questions because most of the people want a better Nigeria. And that's our editorial ethos. We want a better Nigeria. And that's what we've created. A station that we ask the germane questions.
The questions.
We're not telling political office holders to come and solve quadratic equations or come and do equilateral triangle. We're just asking them, how much will this project cost? How much will that project cost? How did you spend the money?
Before we move to another question, another ASUU here, I found that most times when we interview this political aspirant, this candidate, or maybe their spokesperson, they keep attacking the other party. They dodge the issues. They're supposed to. What are you coming to do? What are you? They dodge it, and what you see is insults. APC insulting PDP. When I even watch Oshomole on the television, I think yesterday when he was being interviewed on channels, you can see the altercation he had with another political party. So when you ask them the serious question, they keep dodging and insulting each other. I think even yesterday, when you even had the interview with the women leader of the APC concerning their rally, you can see some other comments coming. Why can't they just stick to the issue at hand? Nigeria is serious enough for somebody to be distracted and insulting another political party.
I mean, it's just shocking. It's just shocking how bad and deplorable things are. What we just want during this campaign season is that let's have a debate of ideas. Let intellectual debate. You see, I talked to some Nigerians. I was talking to former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, and he was telling me when they were growing up in the Western region, they used to go to Nigerian Parliament just to sit down and watch debates, and they will be amused by the intellectual sagacity of parliamentarians debating ideas and issues. That's just what we want. You know, and we want people who know book, where they say their head be hot. You know, so when you see person who know book, where they talk, they switch you for body. That's what we want. That's what we want for our country. And it's not too much to ask for. That's why we need to have this debate and ask these people, okay, how are you doing it? What is going on? What are the numbers? And when you answer me, I will clap for you and say, Achabokemena. We just want the best. And you know, it's not too much to ask for. And that's what we charge for other journalists this season. Ask the tough questions. Let us build it. Because it is a journalist that will build a good country through the interrogation of ideas and prospects. God will give us the grace.
Yeah, we still have some days before the election, so hopefully the questions will be asked and answered. Now, before we let you go, Rufai, let's just look at the Punch newspaper. The headline says here, consider out-of-court settlement. Court tells the federal government and ASUU that they should consider out-of-court settlement. This matter of ASUU has been lingering, and the court is finally saying that settle out of court. I remember you said something of this nature some time ago, that if the federal government can just take people from ASUU and just go for a drink or something and try to settle this issue, that we wouldn't have gotten here in the first place. So now it's coming from the court that they should consider settling out of the court.
You see what we're saying now. You see all of this court thing by the federal government before was part of the drama.
It's to waste time.
It's just to waste time and delegitimize the strike and say, oh, the court has ruled against us. So the truth is, does it solve the problem? No, it doesn't. And you can see even the court has told them that we're not going to go settle that problem. And that's just it. So the federal government needs to sit down with ASUU and solve the problem, not going to register another union, Konoa, to make ASUU look funny. Now just look at them and laugh. Is that the solution to the problem? You see, the federal government must have a mindset that it's not every criticism that is antagonistic. Some criticism sometimes are there to make you better if you look inwards. So with these two, they should go. They should go and look at how they can settle the problem with ASUU.
Thank you, Rufai.
I believe ASUU can still come around. But let us do better.
I think they should all come to a compromise, come to a place, a consensus at them, come to a place of equilibrium. Let them meet so that this issue of ASUU will be solved. Thank you so much, Rufai. Let's open the phone lines. It's already buzzing. Let's take calls. Yeah, have a great day. Thank you so much for being part of the program today. Now, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be part of the program this morning. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from today?
My name is Brian from Lassa.
Okay, go ahead.
You don't know what people are talking about. You are not talking about especially the Labour Party.
Have you been following?
You are a professional in this job.
If you don't want me to cut you off, you have to listen. Let us talk. Have you been following the program? Have you been following it? Have you been following our discussion? Did you follow us yesterday?
If you like, continue to support Labour Party. They can never win Lagos, I'm telling you.
Thank you very much for calling. Please, when you call us, make sure you have your facts. It is not about APC, it's not about PDP, it's not about Labour Party. It is about Nigeria. It's about asking the right question. So there is no sentiment. We are not saying we are for APC or for PDP, whatever. It's asking the right question. So get your fact right and come aboard with your facts. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mary.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
From Lagos. Yeah.
Okay, great.
How are you doing today? Yeah.
Doing great. Go ahead.
One said I don't take other people's time. You see, Yes, we want to thank the military that they are finally woken up, and they are now living up to their part by helping us to get the remaining railway people released. But it's just funny, and just like I always say, that the whole political thing is a drama, is a Hollywood.
Yeah.
How will the federal government be saying that we are indebted and whatever to the military? What happened to the triple girls? What happened to the Dapichi or whatever girls? Where are they? I can't say we are indebted. If they can bring those girls back, then we will be indebted to them. Not because they not release the railway after they kill that many. They should go and bring the girls back. Then we will know that they are truly working. That was moved by the side. Yeah. Then the issue of government and ASUU. We all know that in Nigeria today, the people does not have a voice, and that is why we are having what we are doing. And one of the problems of Nigeria is the Nigerians. When one person is saying the truth, another person is antagonizing the person just because of 5 kobo that is going to eat. Until Nigerians wake up, I know that if I take 2 naira today, I will be hungry tomorrow. Until they wake up, especially our low level class citizens, until they wake up, because that's where the problem is. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your contribution this morning. Now, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Peter Amose. Good to have you join us today. I'm doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you know that I was even trying to say that when you ask Rufai question about APC, before finishing it, it will bring in PDP and LP. And now somebody is saying that you are only talking about APC. I don't understand how Nigerians behave. Without this calamity on the land brought upon us by APC, I'm not saying that we don't have the right to support any party we want to support, but we don't learn from history. That is how some people supported Pharaoh in Egypt. When God said, let my people go, Pharaoh said no, and those who supported him said no. Did they come back alive when they pursued the children of Israel? I think all of them drowned in the Red Sea. So, those that have not said don't support APC, no support, go ahead and think you want to kill Nigerians. At the end of the day, they will meet their Waterloo. See, the point remains that with all the figures that Rufai has given, let me even concentrate on the out-of-school children. More than 20 million in Nigeria as of today, this great age, this technology age. And then Lagos State carry the greater number. More than 2 million out-of-school children in Lagos State. And then Lagos State government is still happy. Those that were the parents that were doing something, you take their job out of their hands. I'm not saying that don't ban Okada, but when you ban Okada, these people have wives. They have children that they send to school. Did you provide them alternatives? Did you give them money to start business? Did you employ them in another sector of the economy? Did you give them loan to buy a marijuana and continue to send their children to school? Most of them that I know, their children are out of school today. I know what I am telling you. So why wouldn't we have a greater number of out-of-school children in Lagos State? Very unfortunate that we have the government that goes from the federal to the state. They are not interested in the well-being of Nigerians. When their scorecard, we are not taking their promises this time around. No. We are using their scorecard. And then they will tell us their presidential candidate, how well and sound he is. And then all their policies. Now, finally, the government said they are happy. We own Nigerian military. Please, can somebody tell me, those remaining 23 victims, were they released or were they rescued by the army? I want to know the operation that took place, that these people were rescued, not that they were released by the
Yeah, thank you so much, Peter Monse. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Mary, how are you?
I'm doing great. What's your name and your location?
This is your legend.
Okay. Welcome on board. Go ahead, join the conversation.
The person that are attacking you, that you are supporting Labour Party. Anybody that supports what Nigeria is offering, God will put shame on their face. Any human being created by God that is supporting
that $1 is 800 and something naira, that fuel we used to buy 100 and something naira is heading to 200 naira, that a bag of rice now is getting to 35,000. Transport now from here now to various places is even more than what we expect. That person will see a better Nigeria, and he might not live to tell the story. It comes to when you are talking about APC. APC don't have anything to say. What do they have to tell us? They are confused because the condition we are today, they are the people that put us there. What are they? What I know. I told people that I told somebody that there will be no more much talk on this rally because they don't have any. They have finished their lie in 2015 and 2019. They finished everything. All the lie they have in their record, they finished it then. So they don't have any other one to say. So what they are doing now, they are 100% confused. You see this country, a new party is coming, and we are going to move forward. Nothing can stop Nigeria moving. You see all this PDP and APC. This is their time. Their time is over. We are going to form a new movement party, and that will lead us to a place that we desire to be. Thank you.
Thank you, John Legend, for your contribution. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling?
My name is Ibrahim. Hello.
I can hear you. Ibrahim from where?
People are complaining about Nigeria economy. I don't know whether they are not listening to international news. You understand me now?
Yeah.
What is going on in other countries every day by day is like they are local champion. They know nothing about what is going on. What is happening now affects everybody all over the world. It's not only Nigeria. So people should not call on phone and say that Buhari do the even first, if anybody win Nigeria election in 2023, the person will see first the same thing. Let us not deceive ourselves. The person will see the same thing. That's what people did in 2015. Buhari will do it. I don't know what happened. The same thing is going to happen again. Let us not fool ourselves. It's not where someone will come and say, Buhari do this, Buhari do that. The economy, what is going on all over the world now? Nobody can say anything about that. People are still telling us that more of it will still happen. It's not only Nigeria. That is it, darling. For the last caller to say that when we push him, anybody will put him on anybody. Everybody wants good Nigeria. And that's what we are fighting for. Okay. If Nigeria is good today, everybody is going to benefit on it. Okay. What is going to happen now is what we have it all over the world. It's not only Nigeria. Buhari did a lot to make Nigeria economy to be okay. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, good. Thank you so much for your contribution. Much appreciated. Now, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. When you call us, you can feel free to air your opinion. Let your voice be heard. We are the voice of the people. So the station is for your voice to be heard. It was set up for your voice to be heard. So you're free to say you are for this, you are for that, and you are for it. Just you're free to express yourself. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Can you turn down the volume on your radio set?
Yeah, I'm doing that right away. My name is Etikubai Collins. I'm calling from Milan.
Oh, good to hear your voice today. Good morning to you.
Well, let me start with the issue of the release of the kidnapped victims from the train attack.
Yes.
We are grateful. We thank God for sparing their lives and then at least having them released back to their families. My issue with that release was that is that the information had not been released fully. We don't have the full information as regards that transaction. Something would have triggered that release by those bandits. It wouldn't have come at a zero cost. So the government would have probably pledged something in return for those victims to release. So now, we would not say our military are not trying, but what I believe is that there is nothing that the government cannot do if the political will is there. If they want to crush these bandits, if they intend to crush the terrorists, the government will do it if they want to do it. Our armed forces, they are willing. They have that capacity, they have it. But because
The politicians are tying their hands. They cannot do anything. They can't do anything for crying out loud. So there's something fishy. I'm happy that they are released, no doubt about that. But the government should come out clean with the details of this release for 20 people. That is one. Now, for ASUU versus federal government, it has been said that the origin of UNRWA is a hard edit for the federal government. They don't know. They just ASUU is giving them problems now. So they want to bring in UNRWA to rubbish ASUU. The issue is that UNRWA has been in the pipeline for only God knows how long. But because they don't want another headache, that's why they did not register UNRWA all this while. Now they feel ASUU is now beginning to become a nuisance. Now they want to bring in a new body. How can you have two professional bodies in a university? I don't understand what they intend to achieve with that. Now let's not go into politics. Yeah. Both for APC, PDP, Labour Party, NMPT, all other parties, they are all not ready. They all have infightings. So all of them, they are only coming to give us promise. We don't want promises again. Unfortunately, we have goofed taking promises from the past. We want to know how. That how is what we want to know. We don't have revenue now. How will you increase our revenue? How? What will you do? We don't have security. How would you improve our security situation in Nigeria? We don't have foreign direct investment. How would you improve that? Our naira rate is going to the roof now. How will you bring it down? We don't. I will. That I will, or we will. We don't want all of that again. Those are promises. We don't want promises. We want to see action. How would things be done to make things better for Nigerians?
Thank you.
God bless us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. We are broadcasting live from the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, number 42, Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling?
My name is Frank. I'm calling from Kenya.
Mr. Frank, it's been a long time we spoke.
Yeah, I've been trying for some time now, but I'm not getting through, but yeah, I am.
Okay, great to have you today. Go ahead, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing well.
Yeah. I want to comment on the release of the remaining Abuja train, bandit release of those Abuja train passengers, whatever.
Yes.
If, I don't know, we're happy, really, but something is still fishy somewhere. How did the government get to know? Do these negotiations with these guys and they are released? How about arresting the people, those kidnappers, getting them arrested? How about disarming them? I mean, kidnappers across Nigeria, disarming the armed headsmen, because these are the people that kidnap people kill people on a daily basis. You have released them, quite all right, but sort of arresting them, those kidnappers, not posing in pictures with them, the government knows they work hand in hand with them. That is my fear. Government is not serious about disarming these guys across the forest of Nigeria. That's number one. Then about ASUU. The government has really shown that it doesn't like education. Buhari does not really like education. If he likes education, he knows what to do. If this country can borrow $5 billion to support education as ASUU is demanding, believe me, in the next 20 years, as an investment broker, I know very, very well that investment in human capital is the number one investment on earth. In the next 20 years, if you invest $5 billion now in the education sector, in the next 20 years, you will be realizing not less than $100 billion in terms of inflow of remittances from overseas. Maybe the people that you have bred will have overflown into the diaspora. They will return remittances and all that. We are not even talking about the inland returns that our people will be getting when they they resume work from across the country. So I think it is very, very blind and hateful of the government of Nigeria to refuse to fund education. Possibly they believe they are being asked. But I think the head of state or the president of this country simply does not like. He hates education. And he hates Nigerian people.
Thank you, Mr. Frank. Thank you, Mr. Frank, for your contribution today. Now, I'm going to take some comments from YouTube before I pick more calls. Now, let's look at this one. Is from Kola Wole Idris Babatunde. Say APC has done more harm than good in this dispensation. How can you be supporting the party that has... Okay, didn't complete the message. Another one from Yinka Hamzat said, either they like it or not, we must ask them questions and they must answer us. It's our country. We don't care about their anger. Okay, another one from... okay, this is Olayinka. So we can't jackpot with all our family. Okay, Ade Tunde said Nigerians should hold their government by putting presidents and governors in government that will listen to them. Look at how Buhari and Gbajabiamila disappointed youth during the NSAS. Okay, we have another caller here. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Okay, we've missed the call. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Where are you calling us from? What's your name?
My name is Ido. I'm calling from Shasha Akonwojo.
Okay, great. Join the conversation.
Yeah, please, my take on this issue is that we need to first understand that, things are changing. Now there's a place of personal credibility, individuality, apart from the party. We need to get it clear that people are now wise. The youth are seeing beyond party, even though you cannot separate individual from the party. But you need to get that clear, that I might choose to vote for somebody because of his person and not his party. That's number one. And that's why we find, the party we thought that they are new. But you see that youth are running around the person. If the person had come out under any other party, the same thing will happen. But the credibility of that person first is paving way for him. That's number one. Somebody called and was talking about global economic, inflation and the challenge. Mm-hmm. And it's rather unfortunate for somebody to be judging based on global economy. What about ASUU strike? What about inflation in cost of, living and all of that? You are talking about the global, issue, and you are forgetting that Nigeria issue has started long ago. What about ASUU? The rate of the people out of school, the feeding, the corruption, is that also global thing? I don't know why we choose to address the main issue. I follow through all the aspirants, and I discovered that, there are some set of parties that you only have the people in the informal sector following them because they know that they cannot engage in intellectual discussion to really convince people what they are bringing on the table. So it's very, very crucial that when you are campaigning, you need to bring the main issue on the table and let the people debate and address the main issue. So you cannot judge a Nigerian issue based on global. There are local issues that we are facing. Let's leave international or global economy. So there are domestic issues that we are yet to take.
Thank you so much.
Shining away from the truth.
Thank you so much.
Please, let's address this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Our time here is up today. It's up. Thank you so much for calling, for being part of the program. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. We say now you have a voice. You have a voice. You can call, you can share your opinion, you can tell us what you think. That's why we are here. So, and for asking the tough questions, we will continue to ask the tough questions. We will continue to ask this politician, be it APC, PDP, Labour Party, NPP, whatever party, we will ask you the questions. That is why we are here. So we're not in support of any, no, it's bigger. Nigeria is bigger than any political party. Thank you so much for being part of the program today. My name is Mary Onaefe-Edebi. You can follow me on Instagram at Mary Onaefe, Merry Onaefe. Thank you so much. We'll be here again tomorrow, 7 o'clock on the dot to 8. Coming up next at 8 o'clock is Ogendi. This is the voice of the people, 90.